What's going on, guys? Void Fox back with another video, and today I'm going to go through with you what I personally think of the MW3 open beta. Now, this is both from my opinions I've heard from other YouTubers, and just all around the gameplay and what I think could be better. So starting off, we're just going to go through the weapons that are available in the open beta. First off, we got the SVA 545 for the assault rifles, the MTZ 556, the MCW. Now going into battle rifles, we have the MTZ 762, the BAS, and the BAS B. For the SMGs, we have the Rival 9, the AMR 9, and the Striker. Now moving on to our shotguns, we have the Riveter and the Lockwood 680. Moving on to our LMGs, my personal favorite of the one of my personal favorites for the beta is the Holger 26, and then the Pulamot, wow, I don't even know how to say that. Pulamot 762, which is basically the PKM. And then moving on, we have the marksman rifles, the MTZ Interceptor, and the MCW 6.8. And for the sniper rifles, we have the longbow and the KV inhibitor. Now, moving on to our secondary weapons, we have the WSP Stinger, which is the mini Uzi, the Renetti, and the Core 45. And for our launchers, we had the Pila. Now, moving on to our tacticals, we have the Flash Grenade, the Battle Rage, which in MW2 was indeed a field upgrade and not tactical, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. The EMD Grenade, the Smoke Grenade, and the Scatter Mines. And for the lethals, we had the Frag Grenade, the Breacher Drone, the Semtex, and the Thermobaric Grenade, which is basically just the Thermite, pretty much. And moving on to our field upgrades, we had the Trophy System, the Comm Scrambler, the Med Box, the Muni Box, which I'm currently using, and the ACS. And for our gloves, we had the Quick Grip, the Scavenger, and the Commando Gloves. For our boots, we have the Lightweight, the Climbing, the Stalker, the Tactical Pads, and the Covert Sneakers. And for our other gear, which is like headsets, face masks, other gear like that, we had the EOD padding, the TAC mask, Mission Control Comlink, the Conduction headset, the LR detector, and the Ghost TV camo, which is basically our Ghost perk. And for our kill streaks, we have the UAV, the Mosquito drone, which is our hunter killer, the SAM turret, the Guardian, counter UAV, the SAE, the Sentry gun or remote turret, and the Juggernaut recon. Okay, guys, now moving on to my actual advice and what I personally think of the MW3 beta. First off, the spawns. Let me just say, the spawns are not my favorite, especially for, like, kill confirmed and, obviously, team deathmatch. The spawns are everywhere. It makes no fucking sense. It seems like they're just throwing you in the middle of the map where either you can get a lot of action really fucking quick and you can die possibly, or you just don't spawn near anyone whatsoever. However, the spawns for, obviously, Domination, I think it is, or Hardpoint. No, Hardpoint. That one's pretty simple. It's pretty self-explanatory. You spawn where your team has the flag, or roughly where your team has the flag. And so moving on from the spawns, let's go to the health and TTK. The health has been increased from 100 to 150 for MW3 beta. And let me personally just say, with the TTK, it doesn't feel any different to me. It feels the exact same as MW2. I don't know if that's just because I have been playing it wrong, or if I just personally don't see a difference because of how fast I'm still dying to some weapons and some people. And so moving on from the TTK, we are going to go into movement speed and all of that. So movement speed, I think in this game is a lot better. I can actually move around the map without feeling like I weigh 152 fucking pounds, which is a good thing to start with. Moving on to the ADS. I think the ADS for the guns are actually not that bad. I remember with MW2 how if you're holding the LMGs, it would be like you're taking forever to raise the gun up to your eye. And by the time you have it up to your eye, you're already dead and you got like maybe 1 or 2 shots off. However, with the holder, from what I can tell, it's a pretty quick ADS, which I'm actually really happy about. Because when I played Call of Duty Mobile, the holder was actually a really great gun to use. Because you could transform it into what I think was like a heavy AR. And so moving on from the movement speed and the ADS, I also want to get into the point of the gear and the perk system. Now, personally for me, I really enjoyed the new perk system. You don't have to wait 2 or 3 minutes into the match until you get your perks. Because with MW2, when I would spawn into a game in progress and it was like halfway done or maybe even 3/4 of the way done, you wouldn't even get your perks in that match. You would basically have like your first 2 perks and then you don't even get any of your perks and the game is over. Meanwhile, people in that game have been in the game since like the very beginning and they have already had all their perks, which makes you pretty much useless and you would instantly die to them. Unlike this game where everyone has their perks right off the bat, it's a little bit more fair playing ground. And personally, for that, it's just way easier to take on 1v1s for a gun I know I won't win. Or like if they have like the hardline perk or the bomb squad perk, like I know like it's going to be a little bit more fair if I don't have the bomb squad and they do. Because everyone gets the perks at the same time. Moving on, I'm going to talk a little bit about, let's see here. So we covered ADS movement speed. We covered the guns and everything. What else? Yes. Matchmaking. I feel like the matchmaking for the open beta, it's normally like the better Call of Duty players, like the YouTubers or people who just pay an absorbent amount of money just to get in. I think the matchmaking as of right now is not bad. In one of my games that I played, I didn't record sadly, I actually was able to drop my very first MGB nuke, which is very, very, very impressive for me because what the hell, like I just dropped 30 kills without dying and I'm in a game with like YouTubers and other good players and I'm like, I've never done this before, why am I doing this now? So is it something about the controls with the game or is it just like it's just gotten way better? I don't know personally, but I just think that MW3 has gotten a lot better. Now, in terms of, I already went over spawning, so I'm not going to go over that again. I just personally think MW3 has gotten a lot better since their times of MW2, because I feel like they're actually listening to their audience. That's the best thing about MW3. The fact that the developers are actually listening to their players and their fandom. That's the whole thing about a video game, is that you're supposed to listen to your fans and your fandom. Otherwise, I think the MW3 beta is pretty good. I'm completely unbiased. I'm just looking at this from a logistical point. And is there anything that I would want touched up? Absolutely yes. I think the spawn should be changed. The health, I think, is an interesting change, making the TTK to be quote-unquote slower and longer. But I just personally think the TTK is pretty much the same, because some weapons do hit harder and it just kills you a whole lot faster like that. Otherwise, I think the MW3 beta is pretty good, and if you haven't bought it already, I'm not going to recommend that you get it if you're not like a true Call of Duty fan, or if you just want to get in and get some extra XP and do all that. But the one thing you should know about the open beta is that your stats will not transfer over. So if you're doing really good in the MW3 beta, it will not transfer over. However, I do believe all your level XP and your weapon XP will transfer over when the game launches, like in previous years. But I do know your statistics will not transfer over. So if you're doing really good or really bad, don't worry about it. It's not going to transfer over. Otherwise, the MW3 beta, I have to admit, is really good. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, leave a like and a comment, and maybe even subscribe, because I'm really in need of it. Because believe it or not, actually, this is going to shock your minds. 98.4% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel, and only 1.6 of you are. So if you are a subscriber and you are watching my videos, Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get up there to get the monetization. But for those of you, 98.4 people who aren't subscribed to my channel, I highly recommend, if you do enjoy the content, to drop a like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you do. Anyways, guys, that wraps up for this video. I hope to see you next time. Void Fox out.